Jacob's creations, heart and soul, turning resin into gold, crafting wonders, work of art, a vision born from your own heart.
Hello everyone and welcome back. So for today, I am trying something different. I am going to attempt to make a set of dice and a little box to put them in. So, I have tried to do dice before, but it was back when I very first started doing anything to do with pour resin, and it didn't work out. So I'm hoping with my accumulation of knowledge for tips, tricks, and hacks will help me be able to make this set of dice and have them actually turn out this time. So the only thing with this is I just watched a bunch of videos today, and the only thing I'm seeing that I don't have is people use pressure pots to help cure their dice. I do not have a pressure pot. I have considered, like, after I pour it and seal the thing, to try and put it in my debubbler and let it cure in that while it's like completely decompressed, but I don't know if I want to do that. So I'm just going to give this a try. So for my dice themselves, I'm just going to pour them clear, and then I have these little abalone shell pieces that I'm going to put in the clear resin in the dice. And then for the case, because I kind of wanted it to match the abalone in the dice, I am going to be using a copper gold alcohol ink because I feel like it goes very well with the brown in the shell pieces. And then I used my blackish green and my sparkle wine red, and I just kind of brushed on the edges of the box. So this box kind of has like a wood grain, and then on the front it has like a cool little design. So I did the design in green, and then I brushed the green and red, and then the lid is just flat, so I just threw a couple little bits of lineage in there with the red and green as well, and I'm hoping that this is going to turn out all right. So, I am using the rest of my pure glossy resin. I do not think I have enough to do both the dice set and the case with just the pure glossy. So I'm not sure how I want to do this here. I have 3 ounces of clear set aside for the dice and 6 ounces of clear for the container that I'm going to mix the copperish gold into. But I want to get the dice done first to make sure I have enough resin for that, and then whatever's left of the clear can go in the other for the container and the lid, and then I'll just have to top off. I'll probably fill the container first and then do the lid with something else if I have to, but I don't know. I gotta get pouring here and see what I got. So I'm going to debubble this for the dice, and then I will be back in a little bit. Okay, so I am back, and I completely forgot that I need to put this in a smaller container that I can bend to allow it to still got bubbles in here. So annoying. Okay, so I'm going to fill these a good way. Well, that's new. I took the color off the cup. You know what? I already screwed up. God, Mmm. I already screwed up. Whatever. I was supposed to spray it with alcohol, but you know. So I'm gonna dome these very well because I gotta put the lid on and I want to make sure that it imprints the numbers on there. Go ahead and pour the rest of this in here. So that leaves me with about 7 ounces to attempt to do my container. So just gonna hit that. So then I don't have to worry about the direction of the numbers on here because it has this little elongated piece that goes, so this only goes on one way. So I'm just going to secure this on and squish it out. I don't know if that just shoved bubbles onto my dice that I don't want. Okay, so there's the dice. Hopefully that turns out. We'll see. Can't believe I forgot to spray that with alcohol before I started. That was like the number one hack that I learned for making sure there's no bubbles in the dice around the numbers and such. Because that was the biggest problem I had the last time I tried making a set, was there was a lot of bubbles around the numbers, and they were pretty significant bubbles, and it just kind of ruined them. So we shall see how that turns out. I hope it works, because I don't want to waste those shell pieces, but it is what it is. So now for the jar. I'm going to put a lot in here because I want that really heavy copper tone to come through in the coloration. I do not want this to really come off as clear, so I gotta hurry up because this is pretty hot here. I did use my heating mat to heat up the resin itself, so it's a little bit more clear than I would like. Alrighty. Okay. So then, let's see if we have enough for the lid. I do not. Trying to get all these bubbles out. I couldn't spray this one with alcohol. Well, I mean, I don't know. I might have been able to. But I did that mica powders in there, so I don't know. I didn't want that to kind of screw those powders up. Even though I don't know. I'm like an ounce and a half short on filling this lid, and it's got me annoyed. It is what it is. So, I think what I'll do for the lid here is I'll just let this cure, and then I'll just come in, I don't know, I might use like a top coat, some of my top coat, to finish filling that off. Because pretty much all I need for the lid is to fill in the part, like the little lip that like keeps the lid from sliding off. So yeah, I will let these cure, and then I will be back when they are all done, and we'll get it demolded, see how it turned out. I actually put that on my heating mat that is on. I do not want that curing on that. There's a bubble right there that I can see. Oh, I think that got rid of it. I'm gonna stop playing with it, because, yeah. So, like I said, I will let this all cure. We'll be back when it's done, see how it all turned out. And, yeah. I will see you guys back in a little while. Hey guys. So, I am back, and everything is cured. So, I did around 12 o'clock last night stop in here to put the rest of the resin into the lid. And then I also added this little eye in here. And curiosity got the best of me, and I apologize, but I did demold my dice because I was kind of curious how they came out. And they did, in fact, have lots of little bubbles on them, as you can see. So, it is what it is. But other than that, I think they turned out pretty cool with the shell pieces in there. So, and then I did a couple of them. I gotta clean them up yet, but I did my silver metallic pen and did the numbers on the 6-sided die and the D10. And overall, they roll pretty good. They turned out alright, apart from the bubbles. I'll just use these myself as, like, counter die or something. I am going to try and pour another set, but I'm going to use some blue shell pieces for those. But onto the container. So, let's see how this turned out. And I was looking at this last night a little bit. I realized this is a book container. That's why I thought that was supposed to be wood, but they're pages. This is actually a book. Which I was really excited about because, it kind of works perfectly. So there is the base of the container, and that scroll work and everything turned out really nice there. I'll have to see if I can kind of accent the scroll work on that part above the lines there. And then, let's see how the lid came out. And that's how the lid came out. So it's a little more see-through with the metallic copper than I wanted, but that's okay. Suppose I could kind of balance that out by adding the eye to the top. So that way it's like on the top and bottom. I didn't think that was going to see through, but... Or... put a sticker on it. Sticker works better. So yeah, ultimately my idea was to have a container to store dice in. And there we have it. So yeah, that was my fun little project for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Feel free to like and share. Excuse me. And then yeah, so that is all for this video. I will see you guys back for the next project. In the meantime, remember to stay creative, everyone. Bye.